Well, did you know vascular health plays a critical role in how your body functions? But vascular conditions can develop quietly and can get serious if left untreated. So joining us to talk about it is Dr. Thomas Eskew, a vascular surgeon with Novant Health. So first and foremost, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. Kind of a broad subject. My dad likes to call it the pipes.
Correct.
That run through your body. So why is vascular health so important to your overall health?
Well, cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States. 1 in 4 people die from cardiovascular disease. So vascular disease affects a number of people. Unfortunately, we live here in what we call the tobacco and diabetic belt. And so the major causes of atherosclerotic disease are smoking, diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol.
Yeah, we've known that for years, right?
We have. We've known that for years. And it's out there, but unfortunately, people still have trouble with controlling their sugars and continuing to smoke.
But we've come a long way as far as treating some of these conditions.
We have. And we try to treat everything preemptively. Medical treatment, controlling the sugars, getting off tobacco. But then, as disease develops, then there are operations that we have to employ to help prevent strokes, losing blood flow to your legs, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So over the last 15, 20 years, a lot of surgery has changed from an open operation to a minimally invasive approach.
Which is great, especially for recovery, older patients that you have as well.
Correct. The majority of people with vascular disease are in their 70s, 80s. We don't have a whole lot in their 40s.
What do you need to look out for, to make sure or to help prevent? Well, prevention we did kind of talk about, but what should I look for if I'm having any complications? Is this something that we would notice early?
It can be, especially for strokes. People will have TIAs, or what they call mini strokes,
Mm-hmm.
where you can have sudden loss of vision in an eye for 10 to 15 minutes. It's just one eye. You can have sudden weakness or numbness just on one side of your body. These are signs and symptoms of TIAs, transient ischemic attacks, or what we call mini strokes.
All right, so a lot of the prevention really has to do with the way that you're living your lifestyle now.
Correct. And eating a heart-healthy diet. You can go to the American Heart Association or heart.org
Mm-hmm.
and look at what a heart-healthy diet is. Fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, nuts, things like that.
Yeah, and it's never too late to start, right? You can always just start now.
You can always, it is
Make
never
changes.
too late. You can always stop smoking. You can always control your sugars. You can control your cholesterol. You can control your blood pressure. Those are the major causes of cardiovascular disease that lead to deaths.
Yeah, so don't think that you're, I've lived for 59 years now. You can always better your health at any age. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.